We are here for a regional meeting with only one common agenda. How to better our services in serving the Kenyan child in the new era of CBC curriculum. You see, when we are gathered today, together, this is why we try to identify our needs and what we need from the government. And this is also the function which empowers our national office with the information. So when they go to lobby for what we require, it will be coming directly from the members. I also want to say that when we are together, we have we are like when we have the other teachers in the primary schools also have similar forums in their regional and national conferences of head teachers to discuss the well-being of our institutions, the children, and even the parents and stakeholders. We are in the process of starting or accomplishing the primary section of the 844. And unless we think together so that we can have a standard way of doing things, it's like we are not able to achieve to the expectation of this curriculum. So we are here to share views, how we move in, and that's why what you hear the Vice Chair talking about the progressive achievements. So we are preparing ourselves to admit them in the junior secondary. We are in very good progress, and it's like we have confirmed we are set, we are prepared to move to the junior secondary. So there should be no worry, no panic for any parent, because the children maybe sometimes they are too young to join the junior secondary. But this requires constant consultation on where should we be, what we should be doing at what time, but to make sure that we are provided the best from the private sector. When we are talking about politicians talking about the scrapping of 844 system, the CB system is not a big issue to think about, because you see, what we call political is what is spoken on the road signs. But what we call policy is what emanates from the government offices. And what we would appeal is to make sure that the government at any one single time does not make decisions in the absence of the private schools as key stakeholders. And in that direction, we shall guide our parents. For the politicians, they are only concerned. And because they are also owners of this country, we shall also continue educating them on what we are doing on this system.
I'm the National Vice Chairman, Kenya Private Schools Association. As Kenya Private Schools Association, we are not for scrapping of the CBC curriculum. It has taken a lot of time. It lasts over 6 years, and it is not even practically possible. Why do I say so? A child who began doing the CBC curriculum in PP1, and now they are in grade 5, and they are joining grade 6 come the month of April. What exam will that child sit for if we are to revert to the 844? Would that child sit for the KCP? He cannot sit for KCP because the child has not learned the 844. He has not been prepared for KCP, and therefore I think that is not possible. Education is a stakeholders docket. It has got parents, it has teachers, it has got directors, school owners, and therefore, before such alarming statements are made, would ask our political class to be very careful, because I think that is not right. For us, let us support the new curriculum, but what we would propose is review of the curriculum so that it can fit into the Kenyan context and also be in tandem to the resources available in terms of the infrastructure, learning materials, and so forth. It can be reviewed, but not scrapped. Our plea to the government is that now that we are facing a lot of challenges in implementing the junior secondary schools, in the fact that private schools have no financial resources, adequate financial resources, to put up the heavy infrastructure required in private junior secondary schools implementation. There are very many rooms that are required. You can name them: the home science, art and craft, the music room, the languages room. All those rooms, additional rooms, supposed to be put up, including the sales lab, are quite taxing financially. Therefore, we are asking the government to support private schools to implement junior secondary schools progressively through progressive implementation of the infrastructure required. We are also asking the government to consider supporting public schools financially to put up the structures required. We have seen in public institutions there are a lot of classes that are being built to host the junior secondary schools, but on the other hand, private schools it's like they have been left out, and therefore we are not asking for free money. What we would ask is what we can call concessional loans, which can be funded to us at affordable interest rates, and with that, the private schools will put up the structures required and be able to support the implementation of junior secondary schools.
I'm the Hon Secretary of Kenya Private School Association. We are here today as Kenya Private School stakeholders and members within our association to brainstorm on implementation, which my Vice Chair has correctly said as progressive implementation of the competency-based curriculum, especially under the junior secondary that is popularly known as JCC right now. It is a new dispensation within our sector, especially when it is domiciled in primary schools. But we are here to encourage our members that it is possible. And we want to also thank the government. It has given us a lot of support in this particular sector and is working very closely with us to be able to implement. It has accepted primary schools to host junior secondary schools, and so we are on a roller coaster experience and working towards the implementation of the same. And the guidelines are many, and we need to come together and be able to brainstorm and to be able to implement the same within our schools.